There is one sentence that has become a symbol of ambition, creativity, and the spirit of never stopping. A sentence spoken by one of the greatest minds of the technological age, Steve Jobs. He left the world with a message, short but eternal. Stay hungry, stay foolish. At first glance, it sounds simple, just a handful of words, but behind it lies an entire philosophy of life, a timeless reminder for anyone who feels lost, anyone who is searching for motivation to keep moving forward, and anyone who refuses to be confined by limitations. 1. The story behind the quote. This legendary quote was brought to the world during Steve Jobs' famous commencement address at Stanford University in 2005. That speech has since become one of the most inspiring talks ever delivered, replayed and quoted millions of times around the globe. The phrase, "stay hungry, stay foolish," originally came from the final issue of the Whole Earth catalog, a countercultural magazine in the 1970s, often described as Google in paperback form. It was a collection of tools, ideas, and knowledge for drainers and doers who wanted to change the world. Steve Jobs carried this phrase in his heart as a guiding compass, and in that speech, he passed it on to a new generation, almost like leaving behind a gift, a torch of inspiration. 2. Stay hungry. Always be ambitious. To be hungry means to never settle. It means to never be satisfied with where you are, to never let comfort replace curiosity, to never let stability kill your drive. Steve Jobs embodied hunger. Even after founding Apple and being forced out of his own company, he didn't give up. Instead, he created Next and bought Pixar, turning it from a struggling animation studio into a billion-dollar empire. When he returned to Apple, his hunger gave birth to products that changed history: the iPod, iPhone, iPad, devices that redefined how the world communicates. If Jobs hadn't stayed hungry, he would have retired early. If he had settled for enough, the world might never have seen the iPhone. That is the lesson. The moment you believe you've arrived, you stop moving forward. The moment you think you're good enough, you stop growing. Without hunger, you will eventually be left behind. Stay hungry is a reminder to keep the fire alive. Be hungry for knowledge, hungry for progress, hungry for your dreams. 3. Stay foolish. Dare to be naive. At first, it may sound strange. Why would Jobs encourage us to be foolish? Because it is only the foolish who dare to dream beyond what is possible. Only the foolish are brave enough to attempt what others dismiss as ridiculous. If you're too smart, you'll fear failure. If you're too calculated, you'll avoid risks. If you're too safe, you'll never discover anything new. Jobs' foolishness was seen when he dropped out of college after just 6 months, yet secretly audited classes he loved, like calligraphy. Years later, that very foolish decision gave the world beautifully designed fonts on the Macintosh computer. His foolishness was in believing that technology and art could merge to create revolutionary products. People thought it was crazy. He proved them wrong. Stay foolish means keep your curiosity alive. Dare to question. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Because sometimes it is the fools who see the world differently enough to change it. 4. A mirror for our own lives. Ask yourself honestly, have you been living too safely? A stable job, a steady income, a predictable routine, but deep inside, you know you're capable of more. That is when you need to stay hungry. Ask, what do I still desire? Am I truly living my dream or just staying in my comfort zone? And then remember to stay foolish. Dare to take risks. Dare to make mistakes. Dare to let people laugh at you. Because sometimes that's the only way to find something extraordinary. Think about it. If all the people who changed history had played it safe, we might never have had electricity, the internet, or smartphones. It was always the foolish ones who dreamed the impossible. 5. The message for you. Stay hungry, stay foolish is not just advice, it's a way of life. It reminds us that you should never stop dreaming. You should never believe you've reached the limit. You should never fear being called crazy, because sometimes hidden inside that craziness lies genius. 6. A call to action for today. If you're listening to this, take a moment. Ask yourself, what have you always wanted but never dared to begin? What dream did you abandon because of fear? If today was your last day, would you regret not chasing it? The truth is, the world does not need more safe people. The world needs people who are hungry and foolish. Hungry enough to push further. Foolish enough to believe the impossible can happen. 7. Closing. Steve Jobs is no longer with us, but his words echo louder than ever. His message wasn't just for entrepreneurs or innovators, it was for everyone. So carry this mantra in your heart. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Live every day as if it were your last. Dare to dream, even if people call you crazy. Dare to chase those dreams, even if you fail. Because in the end, when you look back, what matters is not whether you lived safely, but whether you truly lived. Pin call to action for YouTube. If this message spoke to you, hit like, subscribe, and share this video. Because who knows, maybe a single quote shared at the right time can change someone's entire life.